Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to Soundout's Toy Chest. It's been a little while. I did take a break for Feral Rux Week, and now we're back to the normal schedule. Today's clue is make eggs, throw eggs, and that is none other than SH Figuarts Yoshi from Super Mario. Now, SH Figuarts Yoshi here is the most recent release in the Super Mario series of SH Figuarts. Now, this is the first dinosaur figure. The only two we've gotten before is Mario and Luigi, and they use very similar ideas, just Luigi's a little taller. So Yoshi's pretty much brand new, which is really cool. It also comes with a lot of accessories. So, the thing is, the Super Mario SH Figuarts, I have not reviewed Mario or Luigi or their diorama sets before. They basically kind of work as diorama pieces. They come with parts like mushrooms and eggs and stuff like that to replicate scenes. They don't have necessarily as many joints as regular Figuarts, and some of their joints can look a little wonky, but they're designed really for more diorama display than, say, posability and playability. So it's kind of like the interesting thing with them. Now, Yoshi is the only non-Mario and Luigi character so far, as the next release in this line is Fire Mario. So it should be interesting to see if this will spawn a series of Yoshi repaints in multiple colors, or other characters down the line. Only time will tell. It kind of seems like this line works on, oh, how well did the last one sell? So we'll see how that goes. Now, Yoshi himself is a great little figure, and I'll tell you why. Because even though he does have some weird things, like you can see the joint lines all over the place, he is able to be standing independent Yoshi, and he's also able to carry Mario and Luigi. That's because they gave him enough articulation. First of all, let's talk about the articulation, because that's probably the reason why we have segmented arms like this. The Mario characters don't provide very well joint hiding. So, first of all, his head here is gigantic. It's on a ball joint, so you can move it around. You can have him look up, which will also cause his mouth to open. It's just kind of adorable little action feature of him going, ah, Yoshi. So you got that going on. You also have this moves out of the way, so just so it folds down when it's like this, but then you can fold it back and no problem. So that works well. The shell doesn't have much movement, but it can turn, which is weird. Tail has nothing, but he's got shoulders that are full ranged. He's got elbows. He's got a swivel here. It's really hard to pull off. It's really just kind of an elbow joint. Then you have the Figuart wrists, which work really well, in addition to his hip joints and ball jointed boots. So you can kind of have him as this kind of Yoshi, or this standing Yoshi. So you can have him be any kind of Yoshi you want, which is really, really handy. Now the thing is, this guy is very similar to what I figure I previously reviewed, which was the Jack-specific World of Nintendo Yoshi. Here they are. As you can see, the sculpts are very similar, much like the Mario and Luigi Figuarts have similar sculpts to the World of Nintendo counterparts. So it's kind of weird that they're very similar, but then again, they work off the same line art. Just one's a lot nicer. You can see that when it comes to the detail in the eyes, these are just kind of the black eyes, while these have a little more, depth to them. Of course, the price difference is also to be part of that. But as you can see, the Yoshi here is a lighter shade, while this one's a darker shade. This is more accurate overall. And this Yoshi is constantly has his mouth open, and this one has the option. So that's pretty neat. But you can see they're very similar in that regard. Now, one complaint I do have with SH Figuarts Yoshi, if you notice here, due to the paint here, it kind of rubs off onto the green leg, which is probably the biggest problem with the figure. The World of Nintendo one does not have that issue because his legs never get close enough for that. So it is kind of weird how similar they are, but alas, it seems like they use similar sculpts, but this one does not do as much. This one's also heavier. He's a lot chunkier of a figure. This one's a little lighter. So there's that. But like I said, this guy comes with a ton of accessories. A couple of them I do want to show off how they're placed. Specifically his tongue. As you know, Yoshi has a tongue that sticks out to grab things, make eggs. So in order to do this, you have to do some interesting things here. Namely, you have to pop his head off, open his mouth all the way, pull out his inner mouth. This is horrifying. And then put the new tongue piece back in, and then assemble this all back together. And that's how you get the tongue. I think that's hilarious how you have to basically take out his mouth, which is just horrifying in the process. Now, things get worse, as he does have, well, he has the tongue, but he also has alternate sets of eyes that look to the left. So, in order to do this, you just have to remove Yoshi's eyeballs. It's just, again, terrifying. And then you swap in the new eyes, and then you give his eyes back. And now he looks happy. So, go Yoshi. But he does come with a few other accessories that are pretty straightforward in design, so we'll go to those now. So as you can see, Yoshi here includes 2 alternate hands. One of them is a splayed open hand, the other hand is a splayed open hand holding an egg. The egg is not removable, it is molded together, and it's good for him throwing egg pose. Also, look how balanced this guy is. He is awesome, and it's mostly because of his large boots, but he can balance on one leg, and that's pretty cool. Overall, I think that that is a great thing that this figure is balanced enough to pull that pose off, because it looks really, really good when he's posed. And for you Super Mario World, Super Mario Galaxy 2 fans, and New Super Mario Bros. Fans, here you go! Mario can ride Yoshi through a special harness that's included, which is actually a really neat idea. The Jakks Pacific World and Nintendo one could not do this, and people were upset, and I didn't really care, because, you know, I like Yoshi being Yoshi by himself. But you do have the option of attaching this harness here. Plus there's an included stand with this little peg, and there's a slot in Yoshi there so you can actually be pegged in. As you can see, Mario sits on there. And it does not sit, does not attach, he kind of sits there. So be careful. Again, it's the whole diorama versus action figure thing. The World of Nintendo line's more action figure, while the Figuarts are more diorama based. Now, of course, we can't leave, you know, Brother Luigi out of this. So you do get a separate harness that allows for Luigi to be on Yoshi. So that's pretty cool. They do have the option of Mario or Luigi riding Yoshi, just like in the classic games and modern games. But again, I kind of like Yoshi as a separate entity. So this is a really neat inclusion for historical purposes. But, you know, Yoshi's an independent dinosaur now. He has his own games. And that's pretty much all the accessories for Yoshi, except for one. As a bonus for pre-ordering Yoshi or buying it in the first production run, you get this little extra set. It is not included in the box. I'm not sure if the American release includes it as well, but it is a separate item that is the 1-Up mushroom and the 1-Up sign. This is really cool because you get the 1-Up mushroom, which is, you know, a green version of the mushroom that came with Mario and Luigi. So it's not anything spectacular, but it is a nice little bonus. Plus this part, which I think is probably my favorite part of the set, is the little 1-Up sign. It looks just like it does in the modern games. You can see, you know, it's backwards on the other side. You also do get 2 of these things. These are hand grips, so you can take like Mario and Luigi's hands. Yeah, I just ripped Mario's hand off for this. You can just clip them there so you can have it attached to their fist, which is also pretty neat because like other objects like the coin can also attach to the same peg, which is pretty cool overall. You also do have the option of adding in the use of the tiny stands for from the Mario and Luigi diorama, so you can have this sitting atop a coin block, which is pretty cool overall. And, of course, you do also get a Luigi version. I did forget to mention that. There's a Mario and Luigi fist holders for those pieces. So that's really cool. I think that that is a neat little bonus to include, plus it helps with the whole diorama display. And as you can see, the 1-Up parts do look good in a diorama setting. This is a mild one at best, but you know, it works well, especially when you can hide the clip behind a hat or something like that. So, it's a neat little bonus. Not totally necessary for Yoshi, but it is cool for those of us collecting the entire line. So overall, I gotta say, I really like SH Figuarts Yoshi. Partially because I really like Yoshi, but he makes a great display piece as a figure. I definitely think he is worth it. He probably is my favorite of the line. I gotta say, Mario and Luigi did have some restrictions, I felt. But Yoshi doesn't have those same problems, so that's pretty nice overall. Definitely recommended. Not much else I can really say. Bandai, please make a Shy Guy pack, because Connect Shy Guy here is just not going to cut it anymore. And that's pretty much it. So stay tuned for next week, where we will be looking at another Soundout's Toy Chest episode with your clue. Ready for this one? Deliver within 30 minutes, or it's $3 off. Whatever that means, I don't know, because that's the best thing I can think of for next week's review. You'll just have to wait and see. Until then, be sure to check out Model Kit Monday on Mondays and Soundout's review on Saturdays here on Soundout 12. And check out HeroTaku.com for all of your Nintendo news and more. And thanks for the sound saying goodbye.